want to show you how I've been able to make this messaging system by using WordPress, Clockbook, and the Elementor. Maybe you can test it here. For example, I am in a thread of a message. This is the main message, and then here are the thread. For example, say, okay, let's go next week at more. Then I can reply. You will notice after replying, message I are updating within this thread automatically, and also this reply message, this notification is just removed within 5 seconds. So here is what I've made. So first of all, I put this message system in the main profile in my user account or user profile, and then I put here profile builder message section. Then you can see here, but also these are the main message page in which you can choose the person to send a message, but also in a portfolio, in a user portfolio, public portfolio, someone can send a message to that kind of a person, a quality user one. Now I want to show you how I've made this one. Let's go first see this message is a CCT. Let's see the customer content type of this message. How is it? So I'll go to this one. So this is the field of the message, CCT. Send ID, the person will receive, the person will sending, receive ID, message title, message detail, message thread ID, message parent ID, message type, message read, message delete. Message delete is for future, and the message read is for future, to add this kind of self deleting, and also to know if the person has already seen the message or not. Message type is for grouping messages. Maybe, for example, this message which is coming here, I'm calling it a lead message, and maybe these ones which are within this conversation, I'm calling them conversation message. So it's a way to group messages. Now let's see one of the message. Okay, this one was a main message. Send ID, receive ID, message title, and then this is message detail. Thread ID and the parent ID is empty. So what is the thread ID and the parent ID? Parent ID, I will add it in the future. For example, when someone wanted to reply to any of these messages here. So the message which will be replied will be called a parent ID. So this message will be called a parent ID, but for now I've not added this feature. And the thread ID is a message you see here. This one is a top message, which one is the first conversation message. I'm calling it a thread. So all these messages within a thread will have this thread ID, which is this one, thread ID. So for example, if you go to see some other messages, like maybe this one, we can see that message thread ID has been filled. It means this message is within a thread ID 63. Now, for example, if you will see, maybe if you're able to see the URL of structure of this page which I am, the URL structure is like this: is the domain name, then user account, then that user account page, which is message, which is this one, and then I've got a thread ID, which is the main parent message, and then I've got parent sender ID and the parent receive ID. These parent sender ID and receive ID will help me in the future for replying this kind of message. So because this is in user account, okay, first of all, let's go. I've put a message system in the user account, but also starting new message, but also a portfolio. Now let's go and see the Jetformbuilder for this one, replying, which is more complex. Okay, replying parent message ID. So here is the Jetformbuilder. You will notice here I've got current user ID, which I'm the person who I'm going to reply. Parent send ID. Parent send ID, I'm using query variable. Parent send ID. Which one is this one? You know, in this page, it should come with these variables: parent send ID and the parent receive ID. So when I'm replying, I'm going to take the parent send ID, and also I'm going to take the parent receive ID as default value, because when I am going to reply this message, I don't know, because I am within my account, I don't know the ID of the person which I'm going to reply, because some of the message I'll be the sender and some of the message will be the receiver. So what I do here, the trick which I am using, I've got here a calculation field. In this calculation field, I take this parent send ID plus parent receive ID minus current use ID, because one of the either sender or receiver, sometimes will be a sender, sometimes will be a receiver. So send ID plus receive ID minus current use ID, I will get the ID of the person whom I'm going to reply. So here is the trick. I'm going to get the receiver ID. After getting receiver ID, I can get receiver email and the receiver name. Then the field which I have here is only message details, and also I've got a message thread ID. Message thread ID also is equal to thread ID, which is found here in this URL structure. In this URL structure, thread ID, parent send ID, and receive ID. So thread ID for knowing which message is the main one. All right. So here I've already finished how this. I've put this replying within a message. So after opening this one, after opening this message, I will arrive to this one. Or if I open this one, I'm going to arrive to this new message which doesn't have any reply. Maybe I can say, thank you very much. You are welcome. I will send you this one. And then this notification will be removed within 5 seconds. And also this one listing is updating immediately. Now let's go and see how I've made this page. Because if you go to this message one page, you can see it is coming like this one. Here's a form builder. But when I'm opening, you can see that this form will be removed and they come with these threads. Now let's go and see. Okay. Let's go to listing, and also let's open save the template. I will open this one, I will open this one, and also I will open this one. But also in the server, I will open this one. Okay, let's start with this one. This is a reply. This message which I'm replying within a thread, a CCT listing, which I'm taking for customer content type message. And here, this one is a ID. I mean, is a what I can say. This one is a profile pic of a sender ID. If you see here, this is a sender ID. So the trick here, because within when I'm replying a message, I've got receive ID and the send ID. But how can I get this picture of this person? So I'm using a shortcode which I've generated. Shortcode. So I will go to maybe message send ID. Then I will add a callback here. I've made a new callback which is called get user meta image by ID. So maybe this ID is called profile image meta, and then I will choose the size of the image, and then I will get this shortcode. Also, I can put here URL of the default image if maybe the user doesn't have uploaded the image. So I will copy this, and then I will go and put it. I will put here. This is a shortcode, but this is not found. But this callback is not found in a cookbook. So it's saying I made this one. So I've made this one like get user meta image by ID. I also have this one also, and also let's go and see this one also. So this is a callback, which by using a meta field, which is meta field image, I can call that image by using this callback. So I'll put this link of this callback code in the video below. Also I've got also this one, which is user metadata by ID. Get user metadata by ID. For example, if I want to get maybe billing phone number of a user. Okay, maybe it's a billing phone number for a user, or maybe it is maybe I can say what any other field. What I will do, I'll go to this get user metadata by ID. Remember, Cockbook, they go to this one, get user data by ID is user data. They have already predefined one. But what about those metadata or user metadata which you are adding? So I've produced this one, get user metadata by ID. So here I will specify. For example, I want to get maybe something called for example, I want to get a billing phone number, which billing phone is user meta. So what I'll do, maybe I can go to this one, text field, I can take this short code here, which I've produced it, then I'll put here term, and then it will output that user meta. So I'm using this one again, this short code from get user image, and then maybe I can call this profile image what I can put maybe a default one, then I will copy this one, then I will output you this message. And then also I've got this one. This is a username. It's easy to get from the user. Maybe you can go here, get user metadata, maybe display name. I will copy this one and then I will put here, and then I will take this one. This is a time of the message. So maybe I can come here, message send ID. I can go maybe to this one, modified date. For me, I'll use modified date. Then I'll copy. I will add maybe this one field for date, and then I can copy this one, and then I can put here, and then this one is a message detail. So I put here the message detail. The same goes to this one, but here I'm going to take the message send ID, and then I will output the user meta image of this person, and this one is a title of the person, display name, and then also this is the time this message has been sent, and then this one is a message detail. So this is a message detail, and then this one view is a dynamic link to view this message. So let's go to the main this chat message, that chat system, which is this one, So like it is seen here. So I will not explain how I've made this profile page, but in short, it is like this. This one, first column is the sidebar, and then the second column is this central bar. And then in this center, the right bar. The central bar has got the top bar, which does not change, which I've got like this one. Maybe here I can be seen well. This one, this is a top bar, and then I got this container, and then this container is the place where I put messages. So in this message place, I've got a left side and right side. Left side, I show the main thread messages, those main messages, the first messages, like this one. So this yellow one listing, I'm using it for as a message which does not have either thread ID or parent ID. Remember, or thread ID. I don't know where is it. Yeah, you remember this message does not thread ID and also parent ID. So it means it is within a thread 63. So this yellow one is for the message which does not have thread ID, those parent messages, those main messages. And then in this light one, light column, light container, I've got, in this light container, I've got two things here. I've got Jetformbuilder, which is this one, and also I've got a CCT, a listing. I've got a listing and Jetformbuilder. Now I show Jetformbuilder when parent receive ID. I hide this Jetformbuilder when parent receive ID from the query variable is not found, and also parent send ID is not found. So when send ID and the receive ID is available, is existing in a URL like this one. Like this one, when this send ID and receive ID is available, then this form will be hidden. But also I show this listing when send ID, okay, I use this container. I show this listing when send ID, first of all, when thread ID is existing, which one, this thread ID is available, and also when parent send ID is available, and also parent receive ID is available. So I'm going to show this container which contains a listing. So this is how it works. So I either show Jetformbuilder or I hide this listing. So when I am opening this message button, which links it show like this, then the form will be available. But when this link with the thread ID and the send ID and the receive ID is available, then this one will be shown, in which it is this one listing. Now let's go to see this listing. How is it? All right, this one. This is a listing, which is this one. Now, first of all, I've got this one. The same, I'm going to show the send ID of this message, which I'm opening, the main message, by using shortcode like we have seen previously. And then I've got a container, and then I've got this one is a message title. This is the message title I'm going to show. And then I'm going to show this one is a sender name by using shortcode, get a display name by using a shortcode based on user ID, and then this one is a time, and then this one is a message detail. Message detail I'm going to open, and then this one HTML. Now you will notice when I am replying a message, it automatically appear here. So I got some of codes in the codebook there. So is this one. I will put it in the down below link. This one script I just add here, but also in Jetformbuilder. Jetformbuilder for this member is for replying. That Jetformbuilder for replying was let me close this once. Was this one. Then in its message, send message button, I've added this one class. So this class I put here. This class is found here. Jetformbuilder loading a button, and also I've got another class of the container of the this listing, which must be updated immediately, which is this one. So I take this class also, I put here. Says class is like this one. So when I send this button, send message, this class, this listing will be updated immediately. So that is the purpose that is how this thing works here. Like if I take here, thank you very much. When you send a message, automatically this message appears. So it appears here immediately. But also, I will put also another link. I will put a code below for that notification. If you notice here, when you send a message here, this notification is removed immediately within 5 seconds. Then I'll put the code then below. After putting that code, then for all forms it will work like that way. And then, so this is a main listing of replying a message. So within this listing, I've got also a listing. So a listing here, this is called what? This is a listing of message within this. This is a listing of a message which contain current user message detail. So I've got a query current user message detail. So I'm going to show all messages which thread ID is equal to this one, thread ID. So I got also a query. I got a query message detail, this one, current user message details. So this is customer content type query, and then I'll show only 6 messages, and then I'll say that message thread ID should be equal to the thread ID. So all message thread ID which are equal to 63 will be shown here below. But what I have arranged them. Okay, I have not added, but I can order them according to what? Maybe according to item ID, or maybe according to created date, whatever. So this is a query which I'm using to group this message, to group this listing for messages here. My English, I expect you understand it well, the concept. And then this is a listing within a message detail. Now this message detail is called message thread listing. Now when you go here, you notice is this one. After below a Jetformbuilder in this message template, and then below you will notice is this listing. And then how do I query this one? I am querying it based on another query which I made. I'm using a thread ID. I'm using a thread ID to get this message. So what I did, I made another query which is okay, this one. I guess it's this one. So I'm going to get all messages which query ID, message thread ID is equal to thread ID which I'm showing here in the URL. So I'm using the purpose of this URL. So whenever I am opening this message, whatever is this one or this one, I'm going to open with this query variable thread ID, parent send ID, parent receive ID. Thread ID is used to output this listing, but send ID and receive ID is used to determine the person who is going to receive that message within a Jetformbuilder. So here is the trick in which I'm using here. So I've shown you how it is working. If I open this message, you see here, I can reply here, thanks very much. So I'm going to reply here, but you notice this is a URL which is found there at the top, which you don't see. So it has got a thread ID, a sender ID, and a receiver ID. Now, I think most of the issues I've shown you. I've shown you a Jetformbuilder, which is found here for replying this message, and also I've shown you how I would put this one, which is this one, this message details. This message details are the message detail which contain thread ID equal to this one, about which is 73. So this one. And also I've shown you how to hide this form or hide this listing message details. But also another thing which I've shown you is how I've arranged here. Okay, I already shown you there. The last thing is message query builder. For example, when I open this portfolio of this user, I can reply him here. I can send a message here. So I've got another form, message query builder. So the builder which has been queried can be sent with a message. So because I am within his portfolio, then the person who is going to receive a message is a queried user ID. And then I'm going to put a message title and a message detail. But sender ID is a person who is a current user. But remember, this portfolio any person can see. So I made another shortcode below to hide this button is dynamic visibility when user is logged in. To show this button only user is logged in. So the user who is not logged in, I made another template which is a button template. When that button is clicked, it's Elementor template. When that button is clicked, and then a pop-up of signing will appear. After signing in, the form will load, and then you can see this form. So at first, this button, if the user is not logged in, will be written login first to send a message. So this is how I've made it, my system. All codes will be found below, and if you have any question, you can ask there below. Yeah, that is how my system works. Thank you very much.